the new snap drops, a few people have asked us, is Noni in there and why is it in there? So do you want to share a little bit about the benefits of having the Noni in the snap drops?
All right. So the snap drops do have Noni in there. The reason why they were put in there is when we launched them in Japan, the Japanese wanted Noni in there. They wanted to make sure reason.
Yep.
There is some precedent to this where we've had other products where we have combined it with Noni. The scientific philosophy behind that is the fact that Noni was used for, it was the most widely used medicinal plant. There's experts on that know that. In Polynesia, throughout Polynesian islands, most widely and commonly used medicinal plant. And it was often, it was used by itself, but it was often combined with some other plants that had some value as well, but that was to increase their potency. So we know that, and in fact, some other products that we developed, I saw a benefit when you added Noni in there. You're getting like a synergistic effect, increased activity. So that's kind of the thinking behind there as well. Let's add it in there and help it out. Now, there also are some reasons that Noni could benefit here. Yeah. For instance, like in the day drops, we have this cacao bean extract in there, and it has their Noni and the cacao bean have some DPP4 inhibiting activity. Now, DPP4 is an enzyme that relates to growth hormone, also relates to, it kind of reduces DPP4, reduces growth hormone production, but it also interferes. It's also can cause, it influences blood sugar levels and things like this, and other hormones. And GLP-1 levels, it tends to decrease GLP-1. Everybody knows about GLP-1 now. We've been hearing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your body producing it. So the Noni and this cacao together both can inhibit DPP4, which means that it can positively influence GLP-1 levels.
Okay.
So you suppress. So it's kind of like this DPP4. Think of this as if I'm sending a note to you in class. We're in grade school, right? I'm writing a note, hey, teacher, wearing a funny dress today. I'm going to pass it to you. Right? Trying to hide it, and the teacher finds the note, tears it up, right?
Yeah.
Teacher's DPP4. No offense to teachers, you're doing a great job. Okay, just an example. Educators are great. We love you. Okay, but that's the idea. So the Noni and the especially the Noni's been known for this. We've known this for a long time. Will interfere with that action of that DPP4 enzyme in tearing up that message. So you can keep the GLP-1 levels optimally, and also have an impact on blood sugar. So that's with the, like, for instance, the day drops. And the night drops, there's L-theanine in there. It's from green tea. That's the calming. It's a calming amino acid. Helps keep glutamate levels. About monosodium glutamate. People don't like. One of the reasons it's a complement. Cytotoxin is one of the things. One of the things it gets the brain firing too much. The neurons working too much, and you need something to calm it down. So the L-theanine helps with that. But the Noni also has some effect on these what we call the GABA, G-A-B-A, gamma aminobutyric acid receptors. That's a calming neurotransmitter. So Noni has an effect there as well. So we're getting benefits. We see, you mentioned the postmenopausal women. That's the first one where we saw, there's a mental health benefit in this, because we saw that it actually was helping with the mood scores, and I can call them mood scores, but like the anxiety things. So, and that's important because the night drops, especially, it's there to help reduce stress. Stress is a problem for weight. Big time.
Yes, for weight. Yes.
For weight. Your cortisol levels go up, and you're not controlling glucose as well. Your insulin's being put out too much. You get insulin resistance, and then what happens? And then also for sleep. Now, if you're not sleeping well, you're not going to lose weight.
Forget about it.
It is well documented. I mean, I can try to argue the point, but I don't need to. Just go in the literature and look at it. Google it. Say, can I sleep and weight gain? It's well known. It is just, you need the sleep. In fact, there's studies done where I don't know who these people are that volunteered for it, but the studies where they said, okay, guess we're going to keep you up longer. We're going to sleep deprive you.
No thanks.
Their calorie intake shot up. And then guess what else happens? They also get snacky.
Yeah,
And another study got snacky. And what do they want? They wanted carbohydrates.
yeah,
They wanted
Keep them
sugar,
going.
starch. And that's the stuff that, when you eat carbohydrates, 100% of those calories just go to your body. You use them, either burn them up if you're working out or something, or they're going to be stored as fat.
Yeah.
If I eat something like protein, up towards, anywhere 15 to 30% of those calories are actually going to be consumed trying to digest it as well.
yes,
Yeah.
So when they're under stress and they're getting snacky, they're eating more calories. And there's also some hormonal effects too there that these drops and the Noni is helping with. And that the stress hormones especially, and how you respond to that to help keep your weight under control. And anyhow, you just gotta sleep. You gotta sleep, and that's what it's for. So that hopefully explains some of why the Noni is in there. Now, remember, Noni itself, we had a study with Noni with obese people. We did a study. We had a control group that was everybody had a low calorie diet and more exercise, right?
Yeah.
But one group also took some Noni, and they first 3 weeks they all lost weight. It was no difference. But then the next 3 weeks, this group without the Noni started to rebound.
Oh, wow.
The Noni group kept losing.
oh,
And one of the reasons why is because their lean muscle mass did not decrease as much as this other group. So, when you lose weight too much,
yes,
you're going to lose muscle too. And
Yeah.
you got to work to keep the muscle on. Well, the Noni group maintained that. And so they maintained more of their muscle mass so they could burn more.
burn more,
We did
yeah,
some other studies with athletes to show that effect and why that was there
Yeah, yeah.
potentially. So it makes sense to add this into a weight management program,
Yes.
of course.
Definitely the
So
two
following
together.
on, if someone's done a course of the drops and got to their goal weight and maybe hasn't started Noni yet, yes, it's in the snap drops, but Noni is such a great weight maintenance product as well to support them.
That allowed us actually in this country to study and to actually have they had it was kind of like the term would translate into preventative health food category, but it was for weight.
Okay.
That's really great. I think there's an important point before we wrap up, just to know there is Noni in the snap drops for those reasons, but it is a more concentrated form than is in the bottle, but it is not enough to replace drinking Noni daily. So, it's there for those added benefits, but you still need to drink, the clinical amount. So that's really good. Yeah. Yeah, wow, that's been awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so much,
much.
Brett. We really do appreciate your time and